Across the endless sun-soaked landscapes of the Australian continent, we head to one of its most remarkable corners. Western Australia is a region of ancient cultures, picturesque coastlines, towering karri forests, remarkable wildlife, and a sense of space like nothing else on Earth. At the gateway to it all is Perth, a modern, relaxed coastal capital where nature meets city living. And just 2.5 hours south lies our destination, the southwest region, including the home of the Cape to Cape, Margaret River. Known for its world-class surf breaks, vineyards, limestone caves, and endless trails, it has become a true mecca for outdoor lovers. It's here that over 800 mountain bikers have once again made the pilgrimage for the legendary Cape to Cape mountain bike stage race. Now in its 17th edition, the event has grown into one of Australia's most iconic races. The Cape to Cape isn't just a race. It's a 4-day journey through some of the country's most spectacular terrain, fueled by community, challenge, and the pure love of riding. This is the Cape to Cape 2025. Stage 1 at Cape Leeuwin is the traditional opener for the Cape to Cape, a punchy introduction to the trails and the vibe of the event. It rolls out with a relaxed start from the Cape Leeuwin lighthouse before hitting the first test of the week up Skippy Rock Road. The first leaders' jerseys are usually handed out at the end of Stage 1, but this year the yellow jersey starts on the shoulders of Cam Ivory in the Open Men and Sarah Tucknott in the Open Women. It was the Margaret River kids who got Cape to Cape 2025 underway with a fun ride right on the edge of Margaret River itself. It was a chance for the community to get involved at the grassroots level before the open riders got down to business. The new prologue is a mixed pairs relay event with the female rider pulling names out of a hat to decide the matchups.
Who we got?
Hayden James.
Oh, that's a big combo.
Reese Tucknott.
With Cam Ivory back as the defending champion from last year, all eyes were on who he would get for a partner.
Oceania champ this year.
Cam Ivory.
Oh, that is going to be one to watch, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a shame, isn't it, Sarah? What do you think about that?
Yeah, pretty good.
With two of the race favourites paired up, it was going to take a big effort to stop them making off with the prize money and the leaders' jerseys. The first 2 laps were an all-out sprint between some of Australia's best mountain bikers. But when the changeover happened, it came down to Sarah Tucknott and M. Viotto to battle it out for the final 2 laps. In the end, Sarah Tucknott was the stronger, crossing first, securing the first win and earning herself and Cam Ivory the first yellow jerseys. The lighthouse setting gives Stage 1 its sense of place and ceremony. Standing at the exact point where the Indian and Southern Oceans meet, Cape Leeuwin gives the race a dramatic and unmistakable sense of place. Stage 1 is about finding rhythm, losing the nerves and settling into the next 4 days of racing, particularly if this is your first time at Cape to Cape. Emily Hayes is the daughter of race director Bill Hayes and the first participant on the Couch to Cape, a program designed to show new riders that aside from the basic fitness, anyone can pick up the skills to ride the event.
Yeah, the Couch to Cape has been an awesome program. Literally picked up a bike in April from the first time in like 8 years. Done a lot with Andy Van Can on our programs we've been hosting through Cape to Cape. Gained heaps of confidence, heaps of those fine skills that I never really thought about with mountain biking. I thought you just hopped on a bike and went on the trails, but definitely progressed my training for Cape to Cape very quickly. The trails, it's definitely a big eye-opener. This is something I never thought I would be doing. It's a different thing, it's a whole new world out there. It's a different type of fitness. I was very gym focused and now going back into riding and stuff, it's a whole different fitness. But to be honest, I just want to see the finish line every day and then big smiles on the face and yeah, that's about it.
There's no easing into the Cape to Cape. Stage 1 features some of the toughest climbs of the event, and the race can be easily lost if you have a bad first day. Connor Wright found this out the hard way in 2024, puncturing on one of the descents and dropping vital minutes that he was never able to get back. This year, he's firmly on top of his game and riding in a breakaway with Oceania mountain bike champion Brent Rees and 2016 Cape to Cape winner Tasman Nannup. They've opened up a minute and a half over Joel Green in fourth, with the leader's jersey of defending champion Cam Ivory close behind in fifth. 3 minutes further back are the trio of Reese Tucknott, Hayden James and Brian Starring. In the Open Women's, it's a two-horse race for the first half of the stage, with Sarah Tucknott and Izzy Flint trading blows. Sarah Tucknott has been setting the tempo on the climbs, but Izzy Flint has kept pulling her back on the flat. As they head towards the base of the Sally's Hill climb, however, the elastic looks set to break. Sarah Tucknott rides away, and as she hits Augusta Airport, she is 2 minutes clear and heading for home. At the Cape Leeuwin lighthouse, two riders enter the final few hundred metres together. Brent Rees opens up the sprint and leads Connor Wright around the base of the lighthouse and into the finishing straights.
Brent Rees opens up the sprint and comes barreling past Connor Wright. Connor Wright not in 100% form.
On the downhill, there's nothing Wright can do, and Brent Rees crosses first to take stage one of the Cape to Cape 2025. Tasman Nannup is a close third, 19 seconds back.
Give him a big round of applause.
An incident-free finale allows an exhausted and emotional Sarah Tucknott the luxury of crossing alone to win her first ever stage of the Cape to Cape.
In the yellow jersey yesterday. In the promo, wasn't sure.
It's always been a dream to race at this level at Cape to Cape. You know, I've spent my whole childhood coming to this race, seeing Australia's best racing this event. So to finally win a stage, means a lot.
Sarah Tucknott shows that persistence is perhaps the single most important trait in mountain biking. Over years, it can win you stages and maybe even titles, and when you're in your first event, it's what gets you through to the finish.
Been a bit of a rough first 20 Ks. I had the chain fall off in the middle of the mud bath, so ended up on my side with that for a few minutes. And then those climbs, I was not prepared for that, especially the sand, so definitely have done quite a bit of walking. But look, feeling fresh now. Everyone around us is really good, having a chat, so we're feeling all right now. Mood's back up. At the end of the day, we're all doing the same course. We're all struggling, like even the front runners, they're still struggling. I found personally it takes a really long time for me, like my legs to warm up. So I always know the first half of it is definitely going to be a bit of a struggle. Definitely feeling good now. Watching those kilometres go up.
Emily Hayes. Following the story, look at her go.
Holy moly. Ready to get rested for Nannup tomorrow. Let's do it.
The challenge of mountain bike stage racing is not about how hard you can race on one day, but how well you can back it up the next. It's this rhythm, race, recover, repeat, that tests riders mentally as much as physically. This year's skills clinics introduced a number of riders just like Emily to the sport of mountain biking. Andy Van Can is confident that it has set the new riders up well to see the 4-day challenge through.
Yeah, it's worked really, really well. We started off of the 4 clinics, the first one we made girls only. Turned out to be the most popular one. We had a really good turn up, over 20 ladies. Some of them first-time mountain bikers, some of them certainly first-time Cape to Cape. And we spent 2 days going through foundation skills to get their confidence up. It's been a great initiative, and I think it's been successful. If you can average 10 kilometres an hour, which is very doable even for a new rider, you will finish the Cape to Cape and go under that archway on day 4 and feel absolutely fantastic. And that's doable after a 2-day clinic. They will be there at Wise Winery on day 4, and so will I, greeting every one of them.
Cape to Cape 2025, welcome along. It is day 2. We are in Nannup, and first year last year, already a classic. Everyone's looking forward to an amazing day.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to roll out just here behind me as well. Then we're going to go into some of the best tracks in the world. It's 44 kilometres today on the course, 1,100 metres of climb, so lots and lots of climbing. But when you get onto that single track, it is world class. It is chef's kiss.
800 riders heading into the single track today. Brent Rees in the yellow jersey. What a ride from him yesterday.
I tell you what, Sarah Tucknott as well. She's having a fantastic year. Will she sit on a wheel, or will she go out and make sure she dominates for the rest of the event?
Introduced last year, the Nannup stage became an instant classic. Surrounded by rolling hills, pine forests and a new network of purpose-built trails, Nannup blends old-school country charm with some of the best single track in Western Australia. Stage 2 opens up the legs with a road and gravel section that will give the riders a chance to stretch the pack out before they hit the flowing single track that makes up the bulk of today's stage. It's a stage that rewards rhythm, rewards skill, and gives riders a true taste of Western Australia's modern trail character. This year's Open Men's Field is one of the strongest ever at the Cape to Cape. Reese Tucknott, Cameron Ivory, Brent Rees, Tasman Nankervis and young gun Connor Wright have all challenged for the win here in recent years. They are all on the front and setting the early pace as they make their way up through the pine forest to the top of the Tank 7 mountain bike park. Tasman Nankervis won the Cape to Cape in 2016 and was runner-up in 2017, but hasn't raced here for a few years. He is back in the west at the Cape to Cape, on the front and driving the bunch. As they hit the top of the single track, we have a 4-man breakaway with Brent Rees, Cameron Ivory, Connor Wright and Tasman Nankervis setting the tempo. Sarah Tucknott has clearly brought her climbing legs to this year's Cape to Cape. She leads the Open Women's race once again, following the wheel of 15-time legend and current Grand Masters leader John Gregg.
Here we are buried in the forest. We're just watching the leaders come through. Same first 4 from yesterday. Brent Rees, Cam Ivory have got a little gap as they come past us now. Followed very closely by Tasman and Connor, so all 4 still together at the front, but quite a gap now to 5th already, which, you know, we're only halfway into this day. We can see the gap's really blowing out today. Come on boys, keep it going. All right mate, long way to go. One thing that's quite unique here is you see all the pine needles on the ground. What that's showing us is the everyday punters don't tend to go up these climbs very often. They're still being swept by the pro riders. That's because they run an amazing shuttle system here in Nannup. So if you're keen for riding a mountain bike on some of the best trails in the world, Nannup's the place to come to. Jump on the shuttle, go to the top, make your way down and then get back on the shuttle again. Sarah Tucknott put a great 3 minutes into Izzy Flint yesterday, and we all expected Izzy to fight back really hard today, but we're about to see, it looks like Sarah Tucknott appear on her own with a big gap. No sign of Izzy Flint yet on the first single trail. Sarah's going to make her way up here very shortly and probably nearly locking in the ability to take it a bit easier over the next 2 days once she's created that gap at the front. Jeez, she's gone.
Some recent surgery has kept Izzy Flint off the bike in the lead up to this year's event, but she's still holding her own at the halfway point, riding right on the wheel of promising young junior rider Charlie Edwick. The young Gold Coast rider is one to watch for the future, already challenging the riders in the open field at just 15 years old. Connor Wright makes his move early in stage 2 and splits the open field apart. With about 12 kilometres to go, he breaks away from Brent Rees and Cam Ivory. The 17-year-old is a big talent on both the road and mountain bike scene, racing at home and in Europe.
You know, I love them both too much to decide to get rid of one or the other. So yeah, I'm always trying to keep it 50-50. It definitely makes the season a bit longer and more racing, but I think it's quite good for me. I get bored if I'm not racing so often. So yeah, it's definitely good, and it's opened a lot of doors for me doing both disciplines. So yeah, I'll hopefully continue for the next few years to do that.
There's been so much racing in the past 12 months that the young Australian struggles to pick a highlight.
It's a tough one. I really enjoyed my win in the Brazioni in Italy on the road bike. That was incredible. Me and my teammate Ben Coates going 1-2. And yeah, also world champs on the mountain bike was it was unreal. Like, the experience there was just incredible. My first world champs, and obviously Nino Schurter's last. It was just insane. The Swiss crowd yeah, going crazy. It was insane to watch.
At the top of the final single track section, Brent Rees and Cam Ivory are a minute 15 down on the young WA local. Sarah Tucknott has been riding solo for most of the second half of the race, but is holding her pace and maintaining her lead. This is her first appearance in the yellow jersey at the Cape to Cape after many years of involvement as both a rider and supporter, and she shows no signs of letting this lead slip out of her grasp. You need to be over 15 to compete at the Cape to Cape, but the juniors are making their presence felt. 15-year-old Sydney Hills leads the junior men's race with just a few kilometres to go. Behind him is Izzy Flint, now almost 2 minutes down on Sarah Tucknott, and behind her is 15-year-old Charlie Edwick, pushing Izzy Flint right to the finish.
Coming up the final hill, it's day 2 here at Nannup, here at Cape to Cape 2025. It's a young gun who's a sports star of the year down in the southwest. Taking day 2 honours, Connor Wright.
Connor Wright successfully holds on to secure a statement win in Nannup. Brent Rees and Cam Ivory follow in second and third, 1 minute and 13 seconds behind, moving Connor Wright into the yellow jersey.
I'm Brent Rees to take the yellow jersey this afternoon. Shakes his head across it. Well done, Connor.
Thank you.
It's been a tough day for Connor Wright, whose heavily strapped leg almost prevented him from starting the stage.
Yeah, it was so painful the first half. Yeah, it was a good feeling out there today. Didn't feel the best first half of the stage, but really rode into it towards the end, and yeah, I'm super happy to take away the win here. Definitely a bit more pressure on as I'm now in the yellow jersey, but yeah, I think I'll perform quite well under it, and yeah, it's a lot better feeling to be in the GC opposed to a couple of minutes behind as I was last year.
It's a Western Australian double as Sarah Tucknott arrives at the Nannup finish line to take her second stage win of the race.
She was going to put more time on the rest of the athletes. Your day 2 winner and holds the yellow jersey, Sarah Tucknott.
I knew with all the climbing today that I wanted to try and consolidate a bit more of a gap. So with 18 kilometres of fire road, including some big climbs before the bike park, I went really hard around there. I paid the price in the back end of the race, sort of faded in the last 10 Ks. But yeah, I'm really happy to see that it wasn't a fluke, that I won yesterday, that I'm strong again today.
Nannup has been a popular addition to the Cape to Cape. The town itself was first floated as a world-class trail hub in 2012 and has now established itself as a trail town with 35 kilometres of single track for all abilities. The creation of the new trail networks has made a vital contribution to the sport, the events and the region.
I mean, so many more trails and trail centres have been developed in that sort of period, 2010 to 2020, I mean, things took off all through the state. You got the development of the trails around Perth, the Kalamunda circuit, Dwelling Up, Margaret River, Collie, all these sort of trail hubs, now Nannup. And yeah, now the event is, taking advantage of all these great trails that have been produced and really showcasing it for all the riders, both here in Perth and interstate and internationally as well. So I think this year is one of the strongest elite fields we've seen for many years. And it's great to see 2 Western Australians actually leading the open category overall. It's a good sign for local riders.
GC as well takes the yellow leaders jersey into stage 3.
The Daly Awards at the Cape to Cape really showcase the depth of the sport, with jerseys awarded from the great grandmasters right down to the junior riders.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's really fun. I would say I enjoyed today a lot better. Longer distances is really good. It's a good experience for later when I don't want to do longer races as well. But trying to focus on podiums and getting first in the overall at the moment is something that I'm looking at the moment.
Oh, it's been incredible. Yeah, obviously yesterday was a nice introduction in some pretty amazing locations at Cape Leeuwin. And then this is the first time I've ridden in Nannup. So yeah, the trails here are incredible, and government's done a good job to get them up and going. I mean, today you could roll over everything. I think that's the biggest thing of the last couple of days, that you don't need to technically be that advanced with their mountain biking skills. And there's people of all levels out there as well. We've got from the elite guys who are smashing it around in an hour and a half, and then through to the guys that are just sort of scraping in the time cut. So I just loved it. And yeah, the Cape to Cape's been something that I've seen over the years, something that I really wanted to be a part of. And yeah, finally had the opportunity to come and do it. So I think just pushing myself over 4 days too, it's probably a bit easier to go and do a one-off event, which is over 1 day. But yeah, to have to back up day to day is probably a bit more like I do in the sailing. So yeah, looking forward to just sort of pushing those limits, and yeah, it was good fun.
On the GC, first Sarah Tucknell, second Izzy Flint, third MTB Otto.
The Margaret River region isn't just a backdrop for the Cape to Cape. It's a destination in its own right. When the stages are done, riders still have half a day to explore and unwind. There are coastal walks, sheltered bays and picturesque beaches, all within minutes of this world-class food and wine region. Inland, the tall forests and wild bush of the southwest offer a completely different kind of escape, as do the many limestone caves beneath. And if you would rather recover in comfort, this region is renowned as one of Australia's most premium food and wine destinations, with award-winning wineries and restaurants to explore. Whether it's an ocean dip, a lazy tasting session, or simply soaking in the landscape, Margaret River gives riders the perfect way to end each day.
Day 3 here at the Cape to Cape. It's the Queen stage at CB Co.
It certainly is. The women's race starting 45 minutes before the rest of the field. They'll be out there today, racing amongst themselves, no interference from the other riders. Sarah Tucknell, of course, in the yellow jersey. She's leading the race, but she's up against it today. Izzy Flint, this will be her favourite day, and loves that single track.
Sarah's going into with a 5-minute lead or thereabouts as well with the yellow jersey. Connor Wright, the other local as well on the men's side of the ledger, he leads the way.
The 2 West Australians in yellow jerseys here at Cape to Cape. Been a long time since we have seen that. It's also the Cape to Cape Mini. All those people joining us for a single day, a Cape to Cape experience. It is absolutely super to have a huge field here at CB Co Brewing.
Saturday is the biggest day so far of the Cape to Cape. It is stage 3, it is the Queen stage. It is also Super Socks Saturday, raising money for disadvantaged youth in Western Australia. From CB Co Brewing, the course takes riders into Margaret River, where the fun really begins on the undulating forest single track of the Pines and Woodachop trails. After threading their way through the forest on the edge of town, the course takes the riders alongside the Margaret River itself and back to the brewery where cold refreshments await. It's not just bodies filling the wear on day 3, and the Giant Australia crew are busy fixing bikes ahead of the longest stage so far. For first-timer Emily Hayes, the cumulative effort of 2 big days is starting to bite.
So we are at day 3 and look, definitely woke up a little bit tired this morning, struggled a little bit to get out of bed, but no one really warned me about the feeling of hump day. I definitely kind of thought it would be halfway mark so everyone would be on the high because we're nearly there, but even walking around you can definitely see that even the pros are looking a bit tighter than yesterday, and obviously yesterday was quite a hard day, so yeah, fingers crossed it will be all good once we start getting out there, especially when we hit the single tracks. I know for a fact Margs is awesome through the pines and everything like that, so as long as we get in a rhythm quite early on, I think I'll be able to push my way through.
Today marks a milestone. For the first time, the open women roll out first, with 45 minutes of clear course ahead of them and a chance to race on their own terms.
I'm actually really excited. I think it'll be great just to have the trails to ourselves, to be honest. It'll be good to start as a big girls group and come all together, and I think it's a great way to start stage 3.
4, 3, 2, 1. Away they go! The start is underway. The elite women's race.
I think getting out and about and talking to women that are actually in the sport and what they experience. I think we have some amazing female mountain bike riders, and I don't think they've really been given the stage to have a clean race in the trails. So we've got top 15, 16 female riders that'll actually get a clean run into the trails, into the course, into the single track. I think it'll be amazing to see how they fight together as a pack, whether there's an early split, just how they can sort of work together and get a feel, because I think the feedback that we get is that isn't something they've usually experienced. So I think we're really excited to see how it goes, and to be honest, I think it'll be an interesting thing for us to kind of see how it works, get the feedback going forward. But yeah, all around it's been received very positively, and hopefully we get that after the stage as well.
Day 3, obviously the Queen stage, Margaret River. We're about 15 kilometres in, and we're about to see what's going on at the front of the women's race. Okay, so here we are, front of the women's field. Izzy Flint, Sarah Tucknight, Enviotto, Charlie and Kristen Gardner leading through. Kristen Gardner's definitely having a bit better day today. We're quite early into the stage though, so we'll see how it unfolds from here.
Stage 3 is more undulating than the demanding climbs of stages 1 and 2, allowing Izzy Flint to set the tempo with her smooth technical riding style. Emma Viotto and junior rider Charlie Edwick follow close behind, and Kristen Gardner follows in 5th. The open women starting first is significant, allowing the open women to see exactly where they are relative to each other without other riders in the trails ahead. Similar to the women's race, the open men's race has stayed tighter on stage 3, with the top 10 riders all within touching distance of each other. Cam Ivory leads the group through the first single track section of the Pines, with the yellow jersey of Connor Wright in second, and Brent Rees and Tasman Nankervis once again rounding out the top 4.
Okay, so here we are, 34 Ks in. Izzy Flint, Sarah Tucknight, Enviotto and Charlie hanging in there at the end. So the first 4 still just staying together. Clearly Izzy's got to get some time back to win the whole event, and she's been on the front all day doing her best to try and break the others. Here we are, mid-pack still. This is quite a battle going on here. We've got Sarah McLaughlin, Kristen Gardner. Obviously with prize money going down to 10th, they're all battling it out for those spots. Currently sitting 5th and 6th outright, but it could affect the overall results by how well they go today.
For Connor Wright, This year's race is a shot at redemption after mechanical issues put him out of GC contention in 2024, and he's relishing the challenge of holding on to that yellow jersey.
Yeah, for sure. After last year, getting a flat in the first stage, yeah, super annoying. But yeah, definitely this year I was pretty keen to come back and fight for the yellow again. And yeah, it was good to see all the boys come back this year. We've got a really deep field again with phenomenal riders that have been all over the world doing bigger races than I ever have. Every Cape to Cape I've come to, there's been someone I've never raced against that's, you know, an elite rider. And yeah, this year was definitely Tasman that, yeah, surprised me a bit. I've never raced against him. I've heard a lot of things about him. But yeah, it's good to race against new faces as well. It keeps it exciting.
The first riders back to CB Co Brewing are the Open Women, and it's Sarah Tucknott leading Izzy Flint into the final kilometre. Into the finish, and it's a flat-out sprint. Sarah Tucknott leads them in, but Izzy Flint has the legs to edge past and hold Sarah off. Izzy Flint crosses the line to win the Queen stage of the Cape to Cape 2025.
Izzy Flint, what a finish! Ladies, a bit of a chance.
Emma Viotto finishes third, 90 seconds behind.
Very happy with that.
Yeah, it was really special. I've only actually done one marathon before that's had a women's only start, so I'm super happy that Bill and Megan have decided to bring that into the Cape to Cape. I think it adds a really, really interesting dynamic.
Yeah, it was a really fun day. It's really nice to be able to ride with women. The boys often get in the mix in these stage racing, which is part of the fun, but it was super nice to have the opportunity to just have a women's race and to us to showcase what women's racing can look like. Sarah's got the overall locked up at this point in time, so we'll just race for the stage win and just have a heap of fun out there.
In the battle for stage honours in the Open Men, Tasman Nannup has gone early to avoid a sprint, and it looks to have paid off. Nannup takes his first stage win.
Yeah, really good. I had one tactic to play against the other two. They're really good sprinters, and I'm more of a diesel, and I knew I had to kind of take a flyer and try and call their bluff. Kind of had a few glances behind me and see that neither of them wanted to really do the work to pull me back, and it's great. I hadn't felt that good the last few days, so it's good to kind of felt really good today and kind of feel form's coming back up.
Connor Wright is 10 seconds behind the stage winner today, but still holds a 1 minute lead in the overall GC after his big effort in Nannup yesterday. Every year, the Cape to Cape delivers an outstanding race story, but there is inspiration to be found throughout the whole field if you look for it. There are riders at the Cape to Cape who have faced all sorts of challenges, but no one is happier to be here than John Gilbo Gilbertson.
It's epic. I mean, look at it. Where else in the world do you get this? It's just so good. The last time I did the Cape to Cape was when I was quite a bit fitter. I looked up the other day, I think it was 9 years ago, so it's been a while.
18 months ago, the engineer from Perth received the worst news anyone can receive. An aggressive cancer diagnosis. Where some might have gone to pieces, Gilbo's reaction was quite literally the opposite.
I made a conscious decision. I just decided that if someone says, would you like to, I'm just going to say yes. I had a pretty cool year that year. We did a lot of stuff. We travelled, we went all through Europe for 7 weeks, went to New Zealand, a couple of triathlons, so I thought I'd have a go at doing a few triathlons. My mate said, oh, do you want to do the Mundabiddy? And I went, I didn't really want to, but I didn't have much option. It was the year of yes. I'm not sure if he planned it or not. Sort of halfway through it, he decided that it'd be a good idea to do a backyard ultramarathon. So when we got to Collie, we diverted off inland to Lake Taranning, and we did the Birdie's Backyard Ultramarathon. It was great. It was another one of those adventures that you just don't get to do that often, unless you change your mindset and go yes. The doctor, he put on one of the forms, like terminal. And I think that was the point where it's like you realise that I've got to make the most of this. You know, I know it's a cliche, live every day and all that sort of stuff, but it kind of brings it home a little bit more once it happens to you.
Just got to accept that just riding in the bunch and having fun now. Thank you.
I really believe my life is quite fortunate, like a lot of people don't get to do the stuff that I've got to do. If we didn't know what was going to happen to me, I wouldn't have done half the stuff that I've done. The fact that I know what's going to happen, I think I'm quite fortunate, to be honest.
Well done. Hey!
Every day you get up, it's important. The whole live life to the fullest and all that. I mean, you hear it said so many times, but everyone should be doing this. Everyone should be just going, yes, let's just do this. Let's get out there and do this. Come and do the Cape to Cape. Come and do all these awesome things that you always sit there and go, I should have done that. I wish I'd done that. Yeah, just do it. Don't wait, because you just don't know what's around the corner.
Stage 4 of the Cape to Cape is the culmination of 4 days of grit, flow and determination. The magnificent Wise Wines overlooking Eagle Bay and Cape Naturaliste is the venue. Today, the journey completes. This is where tired legs meet stubborn resolve, where camaraderie matters as much as speed, and where every rider gets to prove that finishing what you started matters more than a little bit of rain.
I mean, look, ideally it'd be better without the rain, but it is what it is. And yeah, I mean, we're used to getting wet, dirty, muddy. We'll see how we go.
I think it'll add a nice bit of spice to it, I think. I think it'll be nice. Obviously, you do mountain biking to be out in weather like this, so I think a lot of us will enjoy it.
With spirits in the field high, the conditions are probably more of a challenge for the event crew than for the riders. The priority, as always, is making sure everyone has the best day possible.
Yeah, I think from our team, that the weather obviously poses a challenge, makes us a bit more conscious of safety, moving around the venue. Obviously, we're an outdoor live event, so pretty much people that are mountain bikers know they're always subject to nature. So from our team's perspective, it's just making sure that everything's safe, everything's set up, that we're looking after the riders, our spectators, our participants. Being out on the trails in the wet, it looks like it's going to be wet for most of the day, coming through in kind of sheets across the day. So especially our riders that'll be out there for quite a few hours will feel like a much longer day, I suspect. So they'll be looked after once they get back here and as we lead into our final presentations for day 4 of Cape to Cape.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Stage 4 brings riders into the coastal trails of Dunsborough for a fast, punchy finale. It's a stage defined by constant rhythm changes, short climbs and quick drops. Tight technical single track makes up the bulk of the course, with a rocky and loose pea gravel surface that is totally different to the rest of the event. Even in these conditions, it's a beautiful ride. For the 2 Western Australians in yellow, this is their chance to secure the overall win in their home state. This stage should be about defending, covering every surge, staying smooth on the slick, loose surfaces, and conserving as much effort as possible without losing time. In the opening section through Wise Wines, Connor Wright is holding off the challenge of a group of 9 top riders by getting to the front and staying out of trouble. With her 5-minute advantage, Sarah Tucknott could afford to sit back and take it easy on the final stage, but is doing anything but. She's pushing hard at the front of the open women's race. Sarah's connection to the event runs deep, with mum Jenny a regular racer, dad Tony now the course manager, and brother Reese a regular podium challenger. Winning the Cape to Cape would be the fulfilment of a lifelong ambition, and she's leaving nothing in the tank to secure it. Out at the Dunsborough Country Club, where the single track gets technical, Connor Wright is fully in his element and anything but conservative. The yellow jersey leader is sending it on every jump and setting a fast pace that is challenging everyone behind him. At Just 17, Connor is already an experienced Cape to Cape campaigner. And being a Southwest local, he knows exactly what he needs to do to secure the win.
Over the past, the races I've done solo, it tends to just stay together. There's almost a speed limit to how fast you can ride the pea gravel, and yeah, we seem to reach that pretty quick in the front bunch. So yeah, in an ideal world, you should be able to hold on to it if the legs are all right. But racing guys like Brent and Taz, they're super strong. So yeah, I'll just be trying to hold on and see if I can do anything in the last K or so.
Sarah Tucknott was a promising junior whose progress was stalled by health and fatigue challenges. But in the past year, she's begun to rediscover her full potential, and the results speak for themselves. In 2025, she's already claimed the Oceania Marathon Mountain Bike Championship title, taken third at the Australian Marathon Mountain Bike Champs, and finished fifth at the Australian Cross Country Championships. It's an impressive resurgence, and even Sarah admits she's surprised by just how quickly things have turned around.
I've been coming to the Cape to Cape since about, 2011, 2012. Reese and Dad used to race it back in the day. I think when I was 14 or 15, I did they had a two-day option, which I did a few times before coming in when I was 17 to start. I was 18 when I did my first 4-day. So it's been a really different experience for me. I've never come into Cape to Cape with the expectation to win. So managing the emotions and the nerves of being the leader and not being the underdog like I'm used to has been quite different for me. And so it's actually been a really, really great learning experience for me to navigate those nerves.
As she makes her way back to Wise Wines and the finish, Sarah leads the stage by almost 5 minutes and the GC by 10 minutes from Izzy Flint in second place. Another outstanding ride from junior Charlie Edwick has her in third on the stage and fourth on GC. The weather may not be great, but it's very much part of the experience, and it's the experience that most riders are here for. For the locals, it's home, but for the international riders who come from South Africa, Singapore, Malaysia, New Zealand, or even over from the United States, the Western Australian experience is like nothing else.
Well, it's the area, the people, every experience. Even yesterday we driving. We are staying in this beautiful place they call Yallingup. We were driving down, coming to the beach, and the whale start jumping out of the water. We have incredible pictures. The kangaroos, everything. It's incredible. Like everybody, every little thing, we drive outside or we go for a walk. Everybody coming with some beautiful, the thing that happened in that moment. I think this year is around more than 30 riders that coming from Singapore. Everybody love it. The minute when I mentioned this is my best race of the year, do we want to come in? Everybody tried to come in because it's so incredible, especially the trails. They're super manicured, so beautiful. And this team, the Cape to Cape, put in so much effort to make sure everybody enjoy it. And the good thing, the way they build the trails is for everybody, for beginner, for intermediate and expert, even pro and elite riders. We ride all together, and everybody coming with a big smile on the finish line.
After a breakout year racing across Australia and Europe, where his raw ability has rapidly sharpened into genuine racing craft, Connor Wright arrives at Wise Wines riding solo. Today's stage is the crowning moment as he crosses the line in Connor style. It's just his third attempt at the Cape to Cape, but the first where he's arrived not just as a promising junior, but as a real rider on the rise.
This is the biggest.
A slip-up by Brent Rees in the final single-track section allows Tasman Nankervis to slide past and into second on the stage. It's not enough to change the final general classification, however. Brent Rees finishes second overall and Nankervis third. It has been a solid return for Tasman Nankervis after 8 years away from the event and a second consecutive year as runner-up for Brent Rees. An unfortunate crash for Cam Ivory allows Hayden James to go one better on stage 4, finishing 4th place for the stage and 4th overall. It's been a long road back from recent struggles, but Sarah Tucknott has proven what persistence and grit can do. It has been an unprecedented year for the Western Australian rider, and against tough competition and demanding terrain, she's delivered a winning performance. The joy and relief written all over her face as she crosses the line, riding into the record books of the Cape to Cape and realising a long-held dream. For Izzy Flint, it's been a tough week. Feeling the effects of surgery and a month off the bike, she has still delivered a classy and impressive ride, securing second place on GC for the second year in a row. Charlie Edwick has had an outstanding week. The junior rider finishes just 5 minutes and 50 seconds behind Sarah Tucknott and secures herself third on the stage and fourth overall, with Emma Viotto holding on to the final spot on the podium. The rain has not hurt Stage 4. If it wasn't tough, it wouldn't be worthwhile. And the trails of Dunsborough have delivered thrills and smiles to match those of Nannup and Margaret River. The enduring popularity of the Cape to Cape is due to a number of things, but chief among them is that it's a race for everyone. With categories for Grand Masters and Masters, junior riders, open men and women, as well as pairs, adaptive and e-bikes, the event is committed to inclusivity and promoting both the sport and the region.
Beautiful. That was a good ride. Even in the wet, good day out.
Yeah, I might have to make a few calls and tell them I'm going to switch from sailing to mountain biking. No, I think I'll just keep doing the fun stuff like this, keep doing the Cape to Cape stuff like that. It's good fun. Yeah, nice to do with some mates as well and have a chat and a beer afterwards. So it's it's a great event.
With a respectable time of 3 hours and 10 minutes on the stage, Emily Hayes crosses the finish line to complete her first event. Proof that a little bit of training and a healthy amount of determination is all it takes to ride Cape to Cape.
We made it.
Tell me, how does it feel to have that medal?
Oh, I've been waiting 4 days for it. No, it feels great. Can't believe I made it to the end, to be honest. Honestly, from the pros at the top to the ones down the back, they're just amazing. It's been absolutely awesome.
Hey, congratulations. You deserve some round of applause from everyone here at the finish line.
It's good. Cold and wet. Looking forward to a shower, but man, fantastic way to finish.
Yeah, look, I've done quite a few Capes. I think every year they're a little bit different. They all embody the same, I guess, spirit and community that is associated with Cape to Cape. For them to be able to give us one day where we have a 45-minute head start. Bill and Megan came up with that little plan, and I think it's really showcased, I guess, the quality of women's cycling, and it's given us the opportunity to be able to race our own race. I think they've done really well, and Cape to Cape keeps continuing to get better, which is why we keep coming back.
It means a lot. This event now being run by Event Matrix, Bill and Megan. Bill has been a massive supporter of mine the past few years, and to have success at an event that is run by people that are so close to me and who are my biggest supporters, yeah, it feels massive.
Got to know him a little bit over the last 12 months.
Yeah, it's incredible to get two WA wins. We haven't had a single one for a long time, so yeah, it's incredible for me and Sarah to go 1-1 in both elite categories. Racing such high-level guys that have been around the world, racing at the top level for so long, and to compete with them and yeah, get away with a few stage wins, it's definitely boosted my confidence a bit for the European season coming up.